Hi everyone. Today we are doing our last product review for BeeBeeCraft, and this one is the Panda Hall Elite 2-piece retro purse bag, kiss clasp lock handle metal arch frame, and it comes with two in that package. Two for $10.19 US, and it comes in the antique bronze and the golden. I do have a paper here, so there's that, because I've put my bags together and sewed and did all of that, so I don't have one to actually show you until I show you the bag. So just gonna have to keep your shorts on for a second. So those come in, like I said, the golden, and it looks kind of like almost like a rose gold, which is really, really pretty, and then the antique bronze. And I really, really was excited to work with these because way back, like 80 something, probably 1983, 1984, something like that, when I was a kid, my grandma, my mom's mom, my grandma made me make one of these. And when I say made me, I mean she made me do it. And I had to sew every single bit of it by hand, and it was almost identical to these, which is really interesting because it does say retro purse bag. So I'm thinking that's kind of where that retro comes from. But my grandma made me do one of these, and I had to do it all by hand. And that included making the pattern for that. And I videoed all of that, and videoed every step of the way with what I was doing. And somewhere along the way, I lost the video for what I was doing. So I hunted around to see if I could find anybody else's video that was even remotely close to the steps that I took when I did it. And I found one video, and her steps are almost exactly the same as how my grandma taught me how to do that. And yeah, that was back their ways, like 30 plus years or so. But the one thing I can show you is this is the pattern that I have. And this is actually, it's a very, very easy project to do. Super, super simple. You kind of almost can't go wrong if you follow the steps the way that this lady did it. Now, I know that there are a lot of different ways that one can put this purse together when you're making it, because some do, you know, you take the outside of the fabric and you put right sides together and sew that, and then you take the lining and you put the right sides together and sew that, and then you have to put those two pieces together, and it's all in how you sew, and save a little bit so that you can turn it right side out and seal that all up. To me, that was too many steps. I learned the easy way, where you take a lining piece and an outside piece, and you put those together and sew around the top and blah, blah, blah. And this lady's video, she explains exactly how to do that, and it's how my grandma taught me how. So that's the easiest thing that I can show you, short of just showing the bag, which is what I will do right now. So that being said, thank you again to BeeBeeCraft for asking me to do this review of their products, and actually for having such fantastic products to work with. So without further ado, I will show you what I did. So this is the back side. This is the back side. This is the first one. This one is the antique bronze, and you can actually see where I stitched along the edge. And this is some faux leather, and like I said, this is the back side. I used linen as my lining, and you can see down there into the bag. I didn't put a pocket in this because, as I recall from my grandma telling me way back in the day, that this kind of a purse is so lightweight that given whatever it is you choose to carry in it, you might not want that pocket in there, because it would just cause extra weight and make your bag kind of flop in a way that you didn't want it to. But these particular handles actually come with these little things right here, and that's so that if you chose that you wanted to put a chain or something like that on it so that you can carry it up on your shoulder as well as just over your arm, you can do that. but they just drop down into the inside. And because I'm not necessarily a over-the-shoulder kind of a purse person, I thought this was actually a lot easier, but I can always add that later if that's what I choose. And in reality, it is very simple to add a pocket in there if one wanted to. So there's that. And I actually used, and it's like, how many times can one person say actually, right? Let's see, where did it go? Well, this is the cording from the other bag, and you'll notice that, you know, got dark one on this one and light on the other one. So I actually took this little bit of actually, there we go again. How many times are we going to say actually, right? So I put the cording in along the edge, and I just tucked it in and used some fabric glue. But I thought it gave it a nice finished look, and because it was such a tight fit up underneath there, you just barely have to tuck it, and it sticks great with the fabric glue. Looks really nice. And for mine, on this one, because it is faux leather, I just wanted something nice, so I used a cameo that I've had in my stash for probably, I don't know, about a month or so. I love these. I keep them on hand. AliExpress, though nobody should say AliExpress on YouTube, right? But so I get those on AliExpress, and there's that. So super, super cute bag. I really, really like it. And much to my shame, Grandma, my grandma's in heaven looking down. I did not sew this one by hand, but frankly, had she been around, she probably would have insisted that I did it and sewed it by hand. So there's the first one. I'm going to set that over. And I used the same pattern for the second one because I just really liked it, but I used this light colored fabric, and I used between the fabric and the lining, because this is literally just cotton fabric, I used an iron-on, it's iron-on Pellon. They call it fusible fleece, and it's just really, really lightweight, and you just iron it onto the back side of your fabric before you cut everything, and boom, there you go. And just a real light on that. So there's the front, or actually that's the back. And the same thing, I used that really light colored cording to pop along the edge there. And that's something that isn't necessary, because when you sew this, you actually can't see the line of your stitching in there anyway. But I like the finished look that it gives it. And like I said, this looks like when you're looking at it really up close, it looks like rose gold. And so there's the lining. And on the front of this one, that's what I did to it. Now you can decorate these with anything that you like. Like in this picture, you can see that it looks very lacy, and like there's applique and all that kind of stuff. You can do all of that. And in all honesty, if you're going to do that, you should do it before you sew it together. Any little fine details that you want to put in after the fact, you can put that in once you sew your bits and pieces together. But it's actually easier to do when, like, before you sew your front to your back and do all of that. And there you go. So I love how these turned out. And for me, simple is good because, when I'm running in and out and doing all that kind of stuff, I don't need all that extra stuff hanging on my bag. So I do like these. Absolutely love them. Thinking this one might need some rose gold chain on it though, because it is really pretty the way it turned out, and I love that. And this AliExpress as well, and I do have links for those if anybody's interested in needing to see that at some point in time. I will pop those in there for you if you give me a message and say that you're looking for that. But so there's that, and I am so sorry. Major apologies to everybody that I've somehow managed to lose all of my footage for when I put these together, because I had little bits of everything from drawing out the pattern and how one does that, and to sewing them together, and then to sewing the pieces to the bag. So major apologies, but I have to say the lady that I found, she's as close to what I learned, and other than I sewed mine by hand when I was a kid, and these I did with sewing machine, and I have to say it was definitely a lot easier with the sewing machine. So there you go. The Panda Hall Elite 2-piece retro purse bag, kiss clasp, lock handle, metal arch frame in antique bronze and the golden. So there you go, everybody. Thanks for watching, and thank you again, BeeBeeCraft. I really appreciate it. So there's all of that. You guys have a nice day. Bye now.